Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The bill before us, from my understanding, creates a new state-mandated entitlement benefit, and it does that by creating a mandate for a payroll tax. Just a question out of the gate, is there any way to opt out of paying the payroll tax if you are an employee and not participate in this program? Mr. Chairman.
Representative Rojas.
As I read the bill, no.
Okay. So I was just taking a look to compare the federal Family Medical Leave Act, which is an entirely different program, but I guess it's part of the genesis of this type of policy. And even under that program, you've got to work, I think, for 1,265 hours before you are eligible, and that is for unpaid family leave. And it only applies to employers that have over 50 employees. So I'm curious as to why this bill applies to employers with as little as only one employee. It seems to me that the federal government probably researched this pretty thoroughly and was concerned about the impact on small businesses. And I'm just curious if there was a reason why, and forgive me, I understand that you may not consider this the purview of the Finance Committee, but I'm going to be very brief. I just got a couple of questions and a couple of remarks, but it's something that stood out to me. As the House ranking member pointed out, I mean, it goes towards the solvency of the program and its sustainability going forward. And we certainly understand that our tax policy in our state affects, the willing nature of our partners in business to provide employment opportunities. So was there any thought behind that? Do you know where that comes from?
No, other than a desire to ensure that all workers are able to benefit from a program like this. That is the only argument I'm aware of. And just to clarify on your previous question about opting out, we should mention that sole proprietors and self-employed individuals who choose to opt in will have the option to opt out. But other than that, there's no opt-out provisions.
Understood, but they're not employees. They're self-employed. Understood. Yep. Okay. And just a final question, and that is, and I know that this has been said a number of times, but your understanding, Mr. Chairman, is that this bill is a work in progress, that it's going to change probably many more times before we ultimately vote on something.
Like we hear in almost every committee that we all serve on, we all vote on a number of bills that are works in progress. I know that this bill is a subject of pretty intense negotiations between the chairs of the Labor Committee and the executive branch, and I think it's pretty safe to assume there will be pretty significant changes to this bill from what we're seeing today.
I can appreciate that, and I certainly do not hold the chairs of this committee responsible for that. But it's one of those things that just I know people don't appreciate it when they hear it. I know as a legislator, now in my 5th term in this building, I never like to see work in progress. To me, that's the committee. That's what we're supposed to be doing, is fleshing out the problems and resolving them before it goes to a full vote. I'll just make a few remarks about this. I think it's ironic that we are discussing the addition of a new payroll tax in Connecticut when almost every day you hear more news about the state of our economy and concerns over whether the business community considers Connecticut a place worth venturing into or even staying. It's also tax day. And certainly people are sensitive to how much they're paying in various forms of taxes and income taxes and so forth. And coincidentally, it's also Patriots Day. Patriots Day is a reference to the battle at Lexington and Concord that basically started the American Revolution. And what started the American Revolution but a collection of taxes that the colonists felt were punitive and rebelled against. And make no mistake, anyone listening to this who might be considering that the paid FMLA program might be a benefit to them, it is a payroll tax. It is another tax on your paycheck. It's going to come out of your check every week. It doesn't matter who you are. It seems that even some folks that might ultimately never be able to reap the benefits of this program for various reasons, the type of employment they have, or the potential that they might not be eligible for other reasons. But it is a new tax that is coming out of your paycheck, and you have no choice about it. Last time I looked up, someone taking your money without your consent or ability to opt out is theft. And I hate to characterize it like that, but I bring it up because I've received a number of emails from constituents who are just fed up with the policy in this state that considers them to be a bank, essentially. And anytime the state needs more money, they just find another way to go to the well and take out more and more money. Nothing is free. And taking a look at the math associated with this policy, at least in the bill before us, it doesn't seem any way possible to me that this program could ever pay for itself, which means it's an inevitability that that payroll tax that every person in this room who's working is going to pay is going to go up over time. I don't know what that's going to do to our state's economy or people who are trying to make a decision when they just graduate from college about whether they want to stay in this state and work or go someplace else, or whether a business owner who's going to start out small with just a couple of employees and might be concerned that those employees are going to take off on them for FMLA. Do you know that on the federal level, the pay or the unpaid Family Medical Leave Act is often referred to in the business community as the Friday through Monday Leave Act? And that's because it is widely abused, because people see an opportunity to take a long weekend. This bill doesn't seem to have any protections in it. In fact, it almost seems to encourage people to take time off without a good excuse. I completely understand. It's going to benefit some small group of people that are in a situation where they need to take time off, and I can appreciate that. In my experience in business, the relationship between an employer and employee tends to be a good one, where people work together. The employees recognize that in order for them to benefit themselves, they want to see the company succeed and prosper. It's policies like this that constantly basically claw at that relationship and try and paint that relationship as an adversarial one, where the only way you're going to get a benefit like this is if we have the government force an employer to do it. That's a dangerous, dangerous road. And there's many, many other policies out there, including the minimum wage bills that are out there. These are things that are ultimately going to hurt the ability for businesses to make their own choices and find their way to prosper, and therefore benefit the employees that work for them. So yes, it's going to help out the small population of people that truly needs it. But what it's really going to do is create another drain on the average hardworking person's paycheck, because I know me, I would probably never use this benefit, even if I had it when I was a younger person working at a new job. Most people will not. Most people are responsible, hardworking people. But ultimately what this will do will make those hardworking people pay for the people that are not and who will abuse this program. And it will be abused. The best solution is to be responsible in life in general, to save your money. There are a multitude of programs or policies out there. You can purchase short-term disability insurance if you're concerned about it. You can set up a savings account and put aside money for a rainy day if you need it. That's what we should be encouraging the citizens of the state to, not another wealth redistribution entitlement program. I just can't support something like this at this juncture. I think it's too much anti-business, it's too much big government, and we need a new direction if we're going to ever restore the state's economy, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Representative Rojas.